Oh, it's so wonderful to see you again. Come in and unwind. Welcome back to the Celestial Cafe, a podcast for the magical mind.
So come, take a seat. Would you like something sweet? A star drop potion for the soul? Maybe an enchanted eclair as a treat?
I just baked a batch of warm cookies with a dash of moonlight. I wonder what will happen if you take a little bite.
Here is your bewitching beverage. Let each sip melt your worries away. It's time to open your mind. I wonder what magic awaits us today.
Okay, why am I more nervous than when we're going live?
I know, it's weird because it's like, I don't know, this is just like a conversation.
Even though we're supposed to be pretending.
We have our, like, actors, like, faces on, we're all straight.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Celestial Cafe podcast. Today is a special episode, but it's going to be a normal special episode going forward. So we're starting to introduce new episodes to the podcast. We have our normal long episodes like we've been doing twice a month, but we're going to have 2 additional episodes per month called our mini episodes, which is going to give us a total of 4 episodes a month or 1 episode each week. So these are going to be a little bit shorter with a very focused topic, and usually only 2 of us. Occasionally there might be 3 if we have a special guest or something like that, but today's a 2-person episode, and I'm joined by the lovely Panthera, the Feralwood Witch. Hi, Panthera.
Hi, I'm so excited
I am
we're
too.
doing this now. Yes.
So yeah, we do want to say a big thank you for all of the love on the first episode we had this year. The year at a glance, it was y'all. It seems like y'all are loving it. We had tons of views, and we broke 100 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you all. If y'all would like to get the links to any of us of our social media stuff, our YouTube, our Patreon, or anything like that, you can find that at celestialcafe.org. Today, we're going to be talking about magical correspondences for the days of the week or hours.
Magical timing.
Yeah. And I'm going to incorporate a little bit of like planning aspect into like how to work with planetary timing to plan out your weeks and be more efficient with your time use. And Panthera, what are you kind of focusing on?
I'm going to be focusing more on like the ritualistic or spell work side of things. So how you might utilize these times of the day or days of the week in your magical workings to get the best effects for what you're looking for.
All right. Well, it should be fun. So I guess we could get started by just going over the days of the week and then kind of branch out from there. Because I think the days of the week are going to kind of set our foundation for
sure.
For the rest of it.
Kind of follows along with that. So I remember this was like forever ago. It was when you were initially making your planner, and you were talking about how you had built like your daily schedules and each of these, and you had it set for the days of the week for specific things. And you were very adamant about like, okay, like on Tuesday, this has to happen. On Wednesday, that's like the meetings day. And I found it so fascinating that you had planned all this stuff to like go along with the astrological flow.
I can be a little obsessive with my planners, and neurotic is a word some people might use, but I do still kind of abide by it. And it's become a lot more casual and relaxed. I don't really hold a planner anymore, but I think that I like created a structure for myself that's become like a more casual expression experience for me. But I think like one of the first things that I want to talk about, I guess, is how strange it is that our week starts on Sunday, but it should end on Sunday.
Yeah, so I guess like there's 2 types of calendars out there, right? Like the ones that start on Monday and the ones that start on Sunday. I'm a Monday starter.
Me too.
In general, for me, it's like the weekend is the weekend.
It ends like the week. Exactly.
So I'm definitely a Monday calendar starter person.
I think it can go both ways. And I know that when I started trying to use a Monday start calendar, it really confused me. But after a while, it just made so much sense. And
it's so much easier for me.
Linguistically, we all literally call it the weekend. It's already like, and we start the week on Monday. Like this is the start of the work week, which is also something I want to talk about because I believe Monday should be a day off. Ideally, we would have like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday work week, and then the rest of the days are not. But that's a utopic Anyway,
Yeah,
so the days of the week originally were an ancient Babylonian thing. So 5,000 plus years ago, the Babylonians created this 7-week day, or 7 days of the week, and they dedicated one of each days to one of the 7 classical planets. So not like Uranus, sorry, you're out of here. Not Pluto, sorry, you're out of here. So they said it was Sunday, Sun, Moon Day, Monday, the Moon. Tuesday was for Mars. Wednesday is for Mercury. Thursday, Thursday is for Jupiter. Friday is Venus Day. And Saturn's Day, Saturday. That one's Sunday, Monday, and Saturday are the ones that still kind of hold those words in it that even normies might be like, oh, Saturday, Saturn, like, and Sunday, obviously. But
why they have only did it for these particular planets was because these are the only ones that were visible with the naked eye at that time, right? Yeah.
So they wouldn't have been aware that there were 9 planets in orbit around the sun because you couldn't see the other 2. And that's why Uranus is kind of associated with being like unorthodox, throwing everything out of whack. Like it's doing things differently that you've never done before. Like Uranus is a little bit of a wacky guy. And then Pluto is scary. But we're going to start with Monday. And I guess before I dig into the nitty gritty of each day, I'll do like a little overview. So like a little keyword. The start of the week, Moon Day. And when you think about the moon, you're thinking about like standing out at night, looking up at the moon, kind of like introspectively. So the moon is a lot about psychic energy and introspection. Tuesday is focused with Mars, and Mars energy is Aries energy, fire starter, go get 'em, courageous warrior energy. So
action,
yeah,
right?
so Tuesday is a big day for getting shit done.
Tuesday is my start of my week. That's how I look at it. I don't do anything like I don't start anything creative on Mondays. That's like a very like looking back on the week before maybe planning, and then Tuesday's like, okay, it's time to get shit done.
Yeah. Wednesday focused with Mercury, Gemini and Virgo energy. So Mercury is a big day to use your brain, communication and stuff like that. Thursday, this one's about prosperity and expansion and growth lined up with Jupiter. So something that's expanding your horizons a little bit, which is interesting that we do Celestial Cafe. We record episodes on this day. Friday is associated with Venus. So it's a very like loves day, date night, do something nice for yourself. And then Saturday, everyone thinks it is the fun day because it's the first weekend day typically, but it's actually more of a disciplinarian day. And that's why you might find yourself going grocery shopping and doing your household chores on Saturday. And then Sunday is a self-focused day, very much about focusing on your personal power, and things like that. So I'm going to dig into each of these a little bit more just to give y'all, I wanted to give y'all a broad overview of how the week kind of flows. Back to Monday. Monday is really a day that I wouldn't plan anything. I would stay home that day, taking care of yourself. It's not really a big socializing day, although it is a psychic energy day. So follow your intuition. So I'll start with what like I would recommend on Mondays. Mondays, I would say like journaling, meditation, self-care, reflection, setting your intentions. It'd be a great day to do your personal weekly tarot pull, or some shadow work prompts. Very much like a stay home, take the day off, don't do a lot. Kind of imagine it's a quote unquote sick day, but not a sick day where you called out of work, but then you're going to go run all your errands. Like this is not an errands day.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of like a at home like chores day, kind of almost just like soft things. It's like getting my laundry put away and prepped for the week, and just kind of like those kind of housekeeping tasks.
Well, definitely like anything that feels like self-care is what I would do on Monday. So a bubble bath day, laundry could certainly be part of it. You know, making your clothes smell nice, doing your sheets, washing your sheets and stuff, like stuff that fluffs up and makes you feel more comfortable, more safe, more nurtured, more taken care of. And
also setting yourself up for like success throughout the week.
Yes.
It's like this is like the first like little building block that's like of that the rest of the week is going to build upon. This sets the tone for the rest of the week almost.
And you want to definitely follow your intuition. And this is why it might be a good idea to start your day with that tarot pool. So once you take care of your self-care stuff, if you got this like deep and intuitive feeling that you should call up a friend, or you should go over to so-and-so's house, or, you know, go treat yourself to lunch here, I would follow intuition on this day. I would listen to this is a big psychic energy day. But Monday is like, when I was trying to plan a stream schedule that was like magically corresponded. Now I'm just back to my Monday to Friday work week. But prior, it was like I was not going to stream on Mondays. I was not going to put myself out there on Mondays. This is my kind of prep for the week, nestle in and cocoon nest, like nesting kind of energy, get prepped and visualize allow visuals to come in. I don't know that I would quite call us our visualization day, but pulling in psychic energy.
It's the day that you're collecting like your inspiration, maybe if you are a creative worker like both of us are, and so on. Like maybe it's like the day that you research or you take in content, so that way you can get inspired to create your own.
Yeah, for sure. This would be the day, this would be the day I would listen to something like Celestial Cafe. Or
by the way, our episodes are out every Monday.
It's very interesting that we picked Monday to release this, because the focus of our podcast is around kind of like a nurturing self-care energy. So a Monday releases this. I would listen to something fluffy and inspiring, encouraging, nurturing on Mondays. If you choose to listen to anything at all, but it is a very good day to just be with yourself.
A lot of the research that I was doing said that the moon is such like an ebb and a flow. It directs change, just like the way that the moon works, so the tides and things like that. So be ready for things to change when you start them on a Monday, but be willing to go with the flow. And I feel like that goes along very well with like following your intuition. But it's going to kind of set the course for the rest of your week. So if your Monday starts out and it's you haven't taken care of yourself and you're feeling rough and you're feeling down, it's going to be very hard to turn that energy around through the week, because that's going to persist. But if you start it out more positive and get your ducks kind of in a row and set yourself up for success through the week, it's going to be a lot easier to maintain that course and
you're delivering to yourself what it's asking you to do. So when you're touching in with your intuition, and your body's like, God, I really just need to stay in bed all day, or I just want to rest. Let's watch a movie, or I need a shower. I need a bubble bath. I really need a nurturing meal, or like you're already setting yourself up that week by respecting and honoring yourself. So your body's going to be more likely to deliver what needs to be delivered throughout the rest of the week. So this is a very much a self-care day. And the final thing I'd like to, recommend for this day is if you can, go out and spend some time with the moon that night. It doesn't have to be a lot. A simple walk out on your front porch with a little drink or a cigarette if you're a smoker, whatever it is, like just sit there for a couple minutes and just look at the moon. You might not be able to see the moon, but even if you're making that effort to look for it and connect with it, setting out some moon water or something, this is a great day to just actually pull in some moon energy. So
and too, a lot of people only do moon water on the full moon, which is great. And you can definitely get a lot of the correspondences for that particular full moon, but you can definitely make moon water throughout any of the moon cycles as well, too. So when I make moon water, for whatever purpose, it might be dark moon water, it might be waxing, waning. I always label it so I know like
which type it is.
Waxing, it's going to be better for bringing stuff in. Waning is better for letting go. Dark moon water is better for like it's creating new things to grow throughout the month and so on. And full moon is very like gratuitous or reflecting upon like the successes and celebrating those successes as we move to the waning. And then also you can always look up what sign the moon is for that particular night. I think Cafe Astrology is like a pretty common website, but they always have like a daily what sign the moon is in right now and what time it will be when it moves into the next phase, because the moon is always, it moves so quickly. Yeah. It's always going from one sign to another. So you can get down to like the exact sign that the moon is in during the phase that it is in on a Monday evening. So
Yeah, and if you need like a day of the week that you're going to do like a cleansing of your crystals or a recharge of your crystals or anything like that, a recharge of your own your crystal body, you could set your crystals out over
generators, right?
Yeah. You could set those out over Monday night and pick them up on Tuesday. And then let's step into Tuesday. Tuesday is Mars Day. It's associated with the planet Mars. So Aries for the astrology sign. I would recommend, so for Monday, I would say use your third eye. On Tuesday, use your body. This is the energy, passion, courage, go get them. This is a day for rebels and warriors. You can channel a lot of strength and courage on Tuesdays. So a lot of people, like, this is like the first day of the week to do a big workout. Lots of cardio energy if you want to. It's a day to tackle a big challenge. So if you're like at the start of the week and you've got a book report due at the end of the week, do as much of it as you can on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Pour all, like if you've got to do a YouTube video, pour as much of your energy, like start a big research project, start like whatever it is, this is the day to start the project. And the other thing that you could do here is your weekly to-do list. Crush as much of those things on that to-do list as you can. Tuesday's the day that I would go out. I would like, yeah, well, it's not so much, I don't know that I would say go out. I would say like getting the to-do list done. So if that involves going out, sure. But another thing about Mars energy is you're channeling the warrior. So you can approach something that might scare you a little bit. So return, like making a phone call, for example, to someone like
deep right away.
I'm a little nervous about like initiating this or like, making the doctor's appointment, asking your crush out. Like these things that are a little scary, or, trying to set up a big collab, or going live on Twitch for the very first time, or, trying anything that you've been a little nervous about. Tuesday, you're going to have the best burst of energy and the warrior energy that's not afraid to run into battle with their sword out and maybe get stabbed in the process. You got to channel that warrior. And
pair that with like a tiger's eye crystal in your pocket.
Yes.
It'll be unstoppable.
Yes. So for Tuesday, you want to do, this is like, for me, and Panthera said this earlier, this is the first work day. This is the first day of the work week. And a lot of fitness energy can go in here. Anything that's going to require leadership. If you're there's something that requires competition or a competitive environment, this is the day to do it. Tuesday's the big go get 'em. And then on Wednesday, so Monday, use your your third eye. Tuesday, use your body. Wednesday, use your brain. This is the Mercury's day, ruled by Gemini and Virgo. So this is a very intellectual, airy, I say airy, Virgo's earth sign too, but it's very much like communication. But the thing about Mercury is that it's subject to change. It's fickle. It's contradictory. There's a lot of excitement and weirdness. Think about how often Mercury retrogrades. And collectively, well, I guess I want to backtrack to Monday really quick when I talk about collective. Think about how everyone's like, you've got a case of the Mondays. We have a case of the Mondays for a reason. Nobody wants to be out on Monday. Everybody wants to be at home sleeping in and taking care of themselves on Monday. Wednesday, collectively, is so goofy. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Like collectively, Wednesday's just such a goofy, silly day. And we're all ready to kind of like goof around with each other. And there's a lot more communication, it feels like. People are a lot more interested in joking and sharing and talking to each other. Communication day, there's contradictions, but you want to spend the day doing any talking and communication that you need to get done. So this is a great day for cleaning out your email inbox, replying to the DMs that might be piling up, returning an email, returning a phone call to the mother-in-law or whatever it happens to be. But this is also a good time to do your studying and reading, and absorbing information, gathering information for whatever you need. And brainstorming. This is a good brainstorming day, and setting up long-term planning. So sitting down with your planner or your notebook and looking over the next month. And if you do this once a week where you're kind of checking in with where you are and looking at so this is what we're doing this week and how this is lining up with the next 3 weeks on my an editorial calendar, quote unquote. But continue kind of like having this using the most brain energy day that you can to get a bigger vision of what's going on. And your brain is just going to be more active and connected on these days. This is a good day to schedule meetings and phone calls and to jump on these calls. Like this is the day that I would do all my Zoom meetings or any kind of correspondences like that. Although if the Zoom meeting is
and things like that,
if it's going to be a little scary, if it's just a run of the mill meeting, check in with people, Wednesdays. But if it's like a, interview or calling up someone for the first time, you're asking for a promotion, I would either do Tuesday or Thursday. Yeah. So jumping into Thursday, Thursday is Thor's day. Jupiter rules this day. And Jupiter's ruled by Sagittarius, or vice versa. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Either way, they're corresponding with each other. And Sagittarius is such a little adventurer, such a little go out and get 'em, and a little rebel.
I love what you've been saying with like ruled by the third eye, ruled by the body. I feel like
I didn't have one written down for this. I didn't know what to say for Thursday.
I feel like Jupiter is also the brain, but where like Mercury is kind of book smarts, I feel like Jupiter is almost like street smarts. Like if this was D&D, your Mercury would be intellect or charisma, and your Jupiter would be wisdom. Like you've been around. It's the experience. It's kind of calling upon like the experts, the masters in their field, like tapping into that like inner
entrepreneurial expert. Yes, very much an entrepreneurial thing. So Jupiter or Thursday is all about prosperity and influence, growth and expansion. Think about how huge Jupiter is, and that's how huge you could grow to if you follow up on your Monday dreams. So Monday you've got this intuitive feelings and stuff, but you don't have the energy. Tuesday you're too focused on work to get it done. Thursday's the day to go on an adventure. So if like Monday you were thinking like how fun would it be to take a day trip and go over to take an hour to the beach or an hour to the city over here. Thursday's the day to go on that adventure. And this is the day that I would recommend for like vision boarding, visualizing, and like, cause you've got all of these big dreams that are coming in. You feel kind of undefeatable on Thursdays. And even for the normies, like everyone seems so excited on Thursday because the next day's Friday. And so like by Thursday, you're like, yeah, let's get today done because we're almost done with the week. So Thursday, also I saw a lot of places, maybe I'm just stuck with money. So I like breathe. I was like, I do not see it, but, Thursday's recommended for financing and budgeting. And again,
specifically a day of luck too.
Yes.
It's considered a very lucky day.
So this would go in with that entrepreneurial spirit, using the streets. I like that street smarts versus book smarts, Mercury versus Jupiter. Yeah. Thursday. So this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday energy, I think you can probably see how this lines up with a very effective, entrepreneurial work week. Tuesday's the get the hard shit done. Wednesday is the schedules and meetings and communication and long-term planning. And Thursday is like the vision board, adventurous side of it. And if you combine all three of those with an effective girl boss gatekeep gaslight, you can combine it, then you could have a 3-day work week if you were effective and efficient enough with what you were doing.
Or at least have those be like the prime meat of your week.
For sure. Because these other 4 days there's definitely things that you could get done on these other 4 days for sure. So jumping into Friday is Love's Day. It's associated with Venus, which is Taurus and Libra energy. On Friday, I say use your heart and follow your passion. So back when I was in a relationship, Fridays were always my date nights. I didn't schedule a stream. I scheduled a moment with my partner. If you don't have a partner, single life, let's go. Then it's a great day to like hang out with your friends, go out for a movie with your friends, or call up your friends and just express your love for them. It doesn't have to be like
take your pet on a nice long walk.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be romantic love.
No, romantic love certainly plays in here. And this is like romance, erotica energy for sure, with the Venus energy, but it's also just passion. And so you could take yourself to something that would be beautiful and fun to experience, like a museum, going to see a movie. Just do something fun here. I would consider this another major day off of the week. Mondays and Fridays, I think, are like, to me, like the pinnacle 2 days off, as far as relaxation and self-care, nurturing, pleasing yourself and your body.
That's interesting to me because, like, in my brain, so Venus also rules over money and possessions. So it can be a very like potent financial day too. For me, this is kind of like we're getting wrapped. It's like the tying the loose ends. We're sealing the deal. You might be sweet talking the customer for that sale that you want, right? If you are like a salesperson or in that kind of line of work, doing your final communications for the weeks, thanking people for the hard work they've put in over the time, or anybody that you might have collabed with over the week. Kind of like, just tying a little.
Well, and on that line of thought, Friday's the day that people are most likely to splurge. So from a business perspective, if you've got your doors open and you're like, this will make a great gift for your partner, this will make a great gift for your mom, people are more likely to splurge. So there's definitely more opportunities to make money for business owners on Friday. So other things that I would recommend on Friday is focused on love, beauty, and prosperity. This is the day to party. This is the day to hang out with friends, to hang out, to go to the club and meet someone. Like this is the night for those types of things. Shopping, and beyond this, like party, romance, dating, whatever. You can do this at home. It doesn't have to be like romantic, not everyone lives life like that. But you can literally just stay at home, put on your favorite outfit, make yourself look nice, make yourself feel nice, try out a new hairstyle that day, do a new type of makeup, or do your makeup for the first time that week for no other reason than to look nice, maybe take a nice picture of yourself. Another thing you could do is go out and buy a fresh bouquet of flowers just for your table at home.
Just pick flowers.
Pick flowers. Yeah. Just something to beautify, and bring a dose of beauty and prettiness, but it's important that it's focused around what you love. So not everyone loves flowers, not everyone loves to do their hair and makeup, but whatever.
I mean, making your favorite cookies for yourself. Right?
Making yourself a fancy dinner, a nice dessert.
A week, essentially, whatever that might mean to you. Sitting down and play your favorite game, finally.
I do feel like expressing love to those in your life that should hear it. I do highly recommend that, because I think that in general, we all should be telling everyone we love them a lot more than we do. Self-docs, maybe. I love you, Panthera. So next we have Saturday, which is Saturn's day, ruled by Saturn. And Saturn has got Capricorn energy going on to it. The one that I didn't have like a good use your heart, use your brain, but I did use your inner disciplinarian for this day.
Use your Google Sheets document.
Yes. There's a Google Sheets day. So Saturday is usually the first day of the weekend. And sometimes this is a day where you've planned to go out to the theme park or to go to the beach. But have you ever noticed on Saturdays when you are like, let's go to the beach, you've got like a checklist and you're like, we got to go to the store first. We got to go to You're very diligent even on Saturdays when you're trying to have fun that day. So Saturday to me is like the week is wrapping up. So this is the day, like in magical practice, it's recommended to do protection, cleansing, tying up loose ends, putting protection spells around yourself or protection energy around your spaces. And you especially want to tie up loose ends of things that you've been ignoring. So if you had that to-do list on Tuesday that you started and there was that thing at the end of the list that you're like, nah, I'll do that later. You got to get it done on Saturday, or else come Monday, you're going to be trying to process the guilt of missing that task. I saw a lot of things recommending stability, focused mindsets here, binding energy. So binding yourself to things or concepts, ideas, which is why I say finishing out that to-do list. But Saturday is very much like the responsibility, discipline, planning day. So
Saturday's like my errand day. It's like, okay, I've got the energy. It's the weekend. So now it's time to go out and do the things that I need to do. I got to go to the grocery store. I got to go to Home Depot and buy like the thing for the new project I'm doing in the house, or, all those things that during the week, it's like, I don't got time for that.
Absolutely.
I want to go home. I want to relax at the end of my day. But on Saturday, you've got that energy and it's time to get that stuff done.
go in with a
All the
plan
outside the
too.
house stuff. Yeah.
Like, I've got to go get XYZ over at Walmart, and that's right next to the Best Buy. So I'll stop in there. Like, definitely go out with the plan and knock it all out. Take the shit that you need to the post office. Like, so all of this stuff, processing it. And I also think that Saturday is the day for planning, because Saturday is probably the day that you'll end up going to the grocery store, unless you put it off till the last minute. Then you have to do it on Sunday or Monday, which you're not wanting to do most of the time. So meal prepping. And when you're meal prepping, you're thinking about the next week anyway. So let's go ahead and figure out kind of what's going on next week. I know I've got this project that I'm going to have to do next Wednesday. So let me pick up the supplies I need while I'm at the store. This is for me, Saturday is the Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle, tie my hair back with the broom, sweeping up, cleaning. And all right, we got everything cleaned. I'm looking through the pantries. I'm out of milk. I got to go get this. And I get all of this stuff done. I had fun yesterday on Friday. Friday was my forget responsibilities, forget, errands and bills and everything. And we're just going to YOLO, live in the moment for a second, have fun, do whatever the hell I want. And then Saturday, it's back to business mindset. It's like, all right, now I got to clean up the mess that I made yesterday. Yeah. And then going back to the budgeting thing for Thursday, if you're going through your budget and stuff on Thursday, you know what you're going to be able to splurge on Friday. So I think that if you kind of align with these planetary energies, you can have a very intuitive, flowing week that makes a lot of sense. And this brings us to the final day of the week, the last day of the weekend, Sunday, which is focused on the sun, and that is associated with Leo energy. And for this one, I put use your soul. I don't know exactly what that means, and I don't know how to express that. But for Sunday, the first thing I would recommend is catch the sunrise if you can. And I know a lot of us aren't early birds, but if you could, I recommended for Monday, seeing the moon that night. If you can't catch the sunrise, have an afternoon lunch out in a picnic kind of, or go sit on your porch or sit in your car even, and
walk the dog.
Walk the dog. Yeah. Have a moment outside that's just meant to be outside. You're not there for any other reason than to just soak in some sun. And the weather doesn't always permit. It's winter. And this is also depending on whether you're able to physically or not. But even if you can't get out that day, sit by the window in the sun while you're reading a book or something. Try to soak some sun in on Sunday. Good
day to dust your plants so that they can also forget to wipe your plants.
Sunday, I would recommend really focusing on your personal power and success and self-development, focusing on activities that will boost your self-confidence and your feelings of independence for yourself. I do think that this is a good day to be creative and relax too. This is also kind of a self-care day, but this might be the day to sit. Whereas Monday is a day to journal, Sunday might be the day to read that self-help book, Atomic Habits or whatever. This might be the day to participate in activities that are going to motivate and inspire you to become a better person. And a reflection of the week too, because we're going to start to go back into Monday here. And Monday, we should be drawing from the planning ideas that we were coming up with on Saturday. And all of this should start to flow together in such a way that you shouldn't feel, you shouldn't have moments where it's oh my God, I have no food in the kitchen. Oh my God, what am I going to eat tonight last minute? And that is to say, all of that being said, I don't know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. So,
leftovers, maybe.
This is a very practice what you preach moment, but life is crazy, and you can't always be a perfect little. Yeah. I keep my planner and I do everything. You can't be perfect at it, and that's okay too. And this is where on Monday would come in with the intuitive energy. And maybe you have to start by chipping away at the top of this big pile of shit around you. What needs the most attention? You can't
big things first.
You can't fix everything at one time. You can't be perfect overnight. So what needs the most attention? Maybe it's your pile of laundry. Maybe you need to downsize your laundry. You ever thought about that? Maybe you got too many damn clothes. Put some of those up in storage. And start small with where you're going. So now that we have a base understanding of kind of how these energies work, Panthera, can you tell us a little bit about the hourly usage of this kind of energy.
So yeah, I'm going to be talking about the planetary hours of the day. So just like there is days of the week, each corresponding to the different planets, there's also hours of the day that correspond as well too. So if you're needing to, so let's say like maybe you have a bad Monday and you are starting off on the wrong foot and you want to be able to like reset that a little bit. You know, I need a journaling moment. I need to like get my thoughts straight and get myself situated, and I want to like lean into this more during this time. You can, on a Tuesday maybe, or whatever other day of the week that you're needing this extra moon energy, you can look up the planetary hour for the moon during that day and have that be your journaling time and kind of lean into that more reflective time of the day. So essentially how it works is each day so like Thursday is Jupiter, Tuesday is Mars. The first hour of the day from the time that the sun rises up is ruled by that particular planet. So if you want like super, super strong Jupiter energy, that first hour of sunlight on a Thursday is like prime Jupiter time. And then after that, it goes in a flow it goes Mars, the sun, Venus, Mercury, moon. So it kind of goes in a rotation down. And I actually have a website that I will link down in the description below for you guys to use. And I have like a chart that I'll put in the Discord too. But essentially, you can use this. It's planetaryhours.net. You plug in your city and the date, and it will calculate for you which hours for which day that is. So for today, which we are recording this on the 12th of January, right now it is 7:37 for us. And so we are, oh gosh, it's military time.
Oh, so we're 1900 hours right now.
So right now we are in the hour of Saturn, and it's going to be flipping to the hour of Jupiter at 41.
So we're expanding our horizons in a very meticulous disciplinarian way right now.
Yeah.
I did want to recommend too, besides the website, I'm an Android phone user. Can't tell y'all if this works on Apple. I guess you'll just have to look and find out. But I'm sure when you're searching for this app on Apple, others like it will be recommended. I use an app called Planetary Times that it shows me what hour we're in, and I get a look at every hour for the day so I can see what planet corresponds to each hour of the day.
So we've kind of talked already about how you might use these things in planning your day-to-day life. But when we're talking about doing a spell or a ritual, depending on what you might be leaning in towards, lining it up with both the hour and the day is like prime time. But this way too, even if let's say you really need that Jupiter energy, you just found out you got an interview tomorrow, but tomorrow is a Tuesday. It's not a Thursday. You can't really reschedule your interview for a Thursday, and you want to do a quick like good luck spell for that interview. You could do it during the hour of Jupiter on that Monday before. So that way on Tuesday, you've got your spell, you're ready to go. You got your good luck charm in your pocket.
Yes.
Ready to.
I love it.
Yeah. So I think that it's very freeing kind of to know that you have the hours as well as the days of the week if you really want that planetary correspondence. Spells are always something that I feel like they're layered. It's kind of like a cake. Like you can have just like a nice plain cake, but you know what? You start to add that icing on top and it's like, okay. And now you got a double layer cake and it's like, all right, this gets better and better. You add that cream filling on the next layer. You know, it can be as detailed as you want it to be. And it is going to be more delicious the more you add to it, right? But still, just the plain normal cake can get the job done, right?
For sure, yeah.
So just it's one of those extra steps that you can take if you need that extra oomph. But don't feel like you have to do this, I guess, to be successsul. But it is a fun thing to play around with.
And I think that it can get a little overwhelming and stressful being like, oh, it's a Tuesday. I have to, I'm not allowed to journal today because it's Tuesday. I'm supposed to do that on Monday. Shut that brain up. Yeah. Tell it to stop. At the end of the day, always go with your gut. Always trust your intuition, because just because it's a Wednesday and you want to go on a date with your partner, go do it. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares if it's Friday or not? Like, follow your gut, follow your intuition, and you're gonna be fine. But
sometimes the hole that I'll dig myself down into is like, it's Wednesday and I realize that I've done nothing so far. And it's like, then letting that, well, why should I bother starting now? It's already halfway through the week. And that's a very like not very
No, that's the same like idea of like, oh man, we're on the 12th of January and I still haven't gone to the gym. Guess 2023 isn't my year. Don't worry, 2024, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be my year. Like,
it's never too late to start. It's never too late to turn your week around or your year around.
Time is a human concept that we all just made up. So so do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, don't let it's just because it's Wednesday doesn't mean anything. And it does at the same time. Like, it's not everything means everything and everything means nothing. It's beautiful. It's great. Don't stress too much about trying to be perfect with your planning and it has to be at this exact minute unless that really empowers you. So that is going to come down to you as an individual to feel out what's going on with you. Does it empower you to try to do the 7 a.m. on Thursday morning to do your good luck spell, or does that frantically stress you out and make you hardly sleep at night?
Yeah, and like everyone responds differently to different levels of structure. Like, we all just need different, because I definitely like to exist in this kind of medium ground where too much structure means like perfectionism kicks in and I won't do anything. Yeah. But too loose structure means that, once again, that perfectionism is like, am I doing it right? Like, am I doing things properly?
This isn't really related to the planetary the planetary correspondences or anything, but like for me, for example, like I can't do a stream schedule that's like Monday I stream tarot, Tuesday I stream this video game, Wednesday I stream just chatting, but I stream Monday through Friday and whatever I stream is whatever I stream. Like, that's a loose structure rather than this really rigid structure where I start to rebel against it.
So real quick, I wanted to talk about an awesome exercise that Jason Miller created. He calls it his drums 2-week planetary challenge. 2-week planetary challenge is the most important part, but I can't remember which of. Well, actually, it's in his financial magic book. That's where I read it, and it's fantastic. It might be mentioned in Sorcerer's Secrets as well too, but I love Jason Miller's books. They are awesome if you're looking for some beginner, even like intermediate books on witchcraft and spell work. But it's a challenge where every other day you pick a day to start, and every other day you do a spell or a ritual, and you have to do it based upon the planetary power for that day. You can use it for whatever kind of magical working you want, but what it's supposed to challenge you to do is be flexible. And if this week you really need money magic, try to experiment with different ways that you can call upon the different planets for helping you financially, because maybe using Venus or Jupiter or even Mercury is like very easy for doing money magic. But how do you use the moon for that? Like that might be like a more like challenge for you on how to do it. So it kind of encourages you to think a little more creatively when it comes to your spell work and not be so stuck to a specific schedule. Like if you, we used the interview earlier example, sometimes you can't wait till the perfect timing to do a spell. So don't be afraid to try new things and to work with what you have rather than waiting for the perfect alignment. So maybe do you want to talk about seasons for like the last little bit?
Yeah. Man, okay, I didn't prep anything for seasons. But I feel
like this is more of like just a flow, right? Because seasons vary depending on where everyone lives, but we all have this kind of like at least idea. Some places have like biannual seasons, and some of us have quarterly seasons. So depending on where you go, if it's a monsoon season for you, that might be a time of like seeking shelter, stability, and so on. Or like a dry season might be focused on like kind of scarcity and seeking outward opportunities. We're more familiar with a quarterly system, our summer, spring, fall, winter. And so we kind of talk about this on most of our episodes. Just this is something that I'm very passionate about, is like working with the flow of the seasons, and how modern society is very against like the original flow of humanity and how we worked with the seasons like back in the day. Like we are not supposed to work during winter. I don't know why.
Right. And I think that's why we like experience a collective seasonal depression. Like we're meant to be like withdrawn and like sucked in, but we still have to get up and go clock in and
yeah.
You know.
I had a teacher, and I never, like, this never clicked back in the day, but she was so adamant about how she believed that we should have like a winter break for school instead of a summer break, because she was just like so intense on, you know, winter, you cancel for snow anyways, like people want to be home and cozy and inside.
Well, there's all the holiday seasons that are happening too. Yeah.
So as much as I love my summer, and I did love my freedom from school in the summertime, I can definitely like understand why that thought process would be
make a lot more sense. Yeah. Just into like, yeah. So we do have the 4 seasons of the year. I almost said Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, spring, summer, fall, winter. And even if you're in a location that doesn't experience all 4 seasons, we still all have that like collective understanding of the seasons. And there are, like, for me, I always find myself having a huge burst of energy at the end of winter leading into mid to early to mid spring to like early summer. I get a really big burst of like productive, starting plans, creative energy. And I think that's just on DNA, where it's like, it's time to plant seeds. It's time to get the crops growing. It's time to get the, you know, like get the herd of the flock of sheep or the herd of sheep. I think
a lot of it has to do with the returning of the sun, and the more we're getting more natural vitamin D, the earth itself is warming up. We're more active during that time typically because we're excited from coming out of hibernation a little bit. We're ready to go experience the world. And I think with that, that extra activity, our energy levels increase as well too. So there's like a couple factors that go into that.
Think of it like the spring, like when we're in summer season, the earth's eyes are open. It's awake. That's the daytime. And the winter is the nighttime. The eyes are closed. So we're sleepier. We're less energy. Of course, like when you're asleep, you still have some cells moving around in your body that are active. But for the most part, like you're all just kind of dormant and not moving. It's a moment of, you come to a rest, and then you're like moving around when your eyes are open, and it's like daytime. So summer's like the daytime, winter's the nighttime. I think that having like a flow of your energy throughout this time, and this is what's so interesting to me about like astrology and stuff too. There's, like you were talking about with the cake, there's layers upon layers, there's cycles upon cycles upon cycles. So this is why when like people are like, it's astrologically aligned right now, like there's everything kind of pulls. And so that like, we're in the season of Leo, which is this associated with sun. It's the best Sunday in Leo season. It's sun hour. And that's when you get the biggest burst of that Leo sun energy. And then the same, so on and so on throughout all of the signs. But I would not be beating yourself up during winter if you're not in an overproductive state. And then during summer, if you're feeling really restless and wanting to get out and go do stuff and you don't, and this is, okay, man, my brain's going all over the place, but maybe you have a certain lifestyle that you've created. I can speak on this as a streamer. Maybe during winter, I've created a stream schedule where it's like on Mondays, we do a live meditation together. And on Tuesdays, we play Stardew Valley and have a relaxing time. And then during the summer, I'm like, heck all this boring, relaxing shit. I want to do an IRL stream going to the park with y'all. I want to take y'all grocery shopping with me. I don't even want to stream anymore because I'm on an adventure in Costa Rica. Like,
that happened to me. It was like,
it did.
I don't want to set up my computer. I'll be out in the garden. See you guys in the wintertime. And I disappeared off the face of the earth. Sorry, everyone on my YouTube. And I'm still struggling to get back on, but like I can already tell, like as we're getting closer to spring, like my energy is returning. I'm getting back up. So, but I think working with your strengths is something that really is beneficial. And it's very hard for me as somebody who is like self-employed to balance like what I want to be doing with my time and what I feel like I should be doing with my time. And especially during like spring, I'm usually pretty focused because there's not too much to do yet outside. I can like go water my little seedlings, my little greenhouse and be good. It's like a once a day kind of a thing. I'm not like really needed outside. And I can balance my work life and like my other home life and so on. Separate, like very well. But then as soon as like summer starts creeping in, it is so hard to not just be overwhelmed. And like the sun is out for so long. So it's not just like, I'll just go outside for a couple hours. It's like, all day. I'll be gone till it's dark, and it doesn't get dark until like 9 o'clock. And then by then it's like, ooh, maybe I could start a blog post. maybe. But so how I end up with just a title on several drafted blog posts for like months. But fall and winter almost equally as hard for me to get back on track, because then it's got the diminishing energy as we return to like the colder times. So it's very hard for me to get back on track.
I get a second burst of energy around autumn time. It's not that I'm not energized during the summer, but I'm not productive in the summer. I'm productive around April, and I would
agree with that. I'm very energetic, but not productive. I'll be at the beach.
Again, I think this could be like maybe this is just my lineage, my DNA, but like I can see it lining up with like springtime planting the seeds and then fall time harvesting. So I have to have all of this energy to get out in the fields, all of this energy to harvest the crops.
Fall is a very like busy time in general.
And then not even like looking at this like ancestrally, but just like springtime, I'm excited because summer's coming up as a kid in school, and then autumn time, I'm excited because I'm going back to school and there's so much. So like I can see the bursts of energy aligning with the way that my like personal life was.
Yeah, and our more modern like schedules too, right? But yeah, so some of the things that might be good to do just throughout the season, then these are your big projects, right? So I'm actually a firm believer of not spring cleaning, but I think winter cleaning. I think winter is like, since we're in winter, maybe we can start here, but is very like internal. It's coming in. And when I come in, I don't know, I want my like the space that I'm now spending a lot more time in to be more set up. And it is more difficult, I guess I would say. I definitely struggle a little more if I let it get overwhelming. If I just like hack at it a little bit each day, then I'm able to consistently maintain it pretty well. But for me, winter is very much like that's to get time to get a new book and just like read, and like very like internal kind of like hobbies and even like magical workings and stuff like that. This is a great time to kind of like reflect on what worked the last year. What did, what didn't, why do you think things didn't work? If they didn't work, what outcomes did you experience? And maybe like start planning your upcoming year. Oh, I did an abundance thing in the summer, but I'd really like to move that to the spring. Maybe I can see if I can work that a little more potently then, and so on. You can kind of like plan your time, which by the way, our 2023 Year at a Glance episode is a perfect companion for your planning needs.
Especially with like the astrology stuff coming up, the like understanding how the retrogrades are going to be playing out when they're all lining up on top of each other and when they're all moving direct. Like for me, when I was like calculating and understanding that for the next like 3 or 4 months, all of our planets are going to be moving direct with each other. And then around June, everything starts to go retrograde again. I'm like, okay, these next couple of months, I better go then, because this is when it's going to be lining up. And then obviously like everything changes based on the individual person, but speaking collectively, winter is more of a time of introversion, and collectively summer is more of a time of extroversion. But some people experience seasonal depression during summertime, and so it's take it all with a grain of salt, and what is it?
Use what works for you. Like you don't have to
take what applies, the rest let it fly, or whatever. I can't remember the phrase. Seasonal timing for me is like winter. It would be a lot more of, I agree, because you're spending more time indoors. So I think this would be more of a time for homekeeping, housekeeping, rearranging, remodeling, painting, going through your stuff and downsizing and putting stuff into storage, figuring out. And I actually am someone who seasonally rotates my wardrobe. I have a storage unit. I have a billion squillion clothes that I've not thrown anything out since I was in high school. It's ridiculous. Can I fit into it? No. Am I going to throw it out? No. But one day I might. I don't know. But I rotate my clothes out once a season, and I don't even need like a chart to tell me. You can just tell. You open up the closet and you don't like anything in there. Maybe it's time to rotate stuff out and refreshen things. And I don't know how that would work for y'all if y'all don't hold on to your clothes like I do. I wouldn't recommend like buying a new wardrobe every season.
I don't have a ton of clothes, but I have we have like 2 spare bedrooms that are like guest bedrooms. Then I have my master, and I do swap out like so like all the tank tops, my Ren Fair clothes and everything, they went into the other closet, and then my sweaters and stuff like that came into the main closet. So that is something that I
like, not just with wardrobe and stuff, but your activity items can swap out too. Like my hula hoops and, you know, picnic supplies and hiking supplies come out during the summertime, but my writing supplies and my filming supplies, and those are more, and my piano and my keyboard and music making, that's more applicable during winter time for me. More time is spent inside when it's cold for me, and I live up in the mountains. So again, this could depend on where you live in the world. Some people just experience summer all year round, and vice versa, winter all year round. I bet the months also correspond with like planets and stuff too, which I wasn't even thinking about.
I have to go into that another time, but there's definitely the months are interesting because we've got like the throw off from July and August, right?
That stupid Augustus, whoever that wanted his name in the calendar so damn bad. Yeah, there's supposed to be 10 months, 10 moon cycles.
Yes. So which December should be 10.
Let us know on our social media or in the Discord if you'd like to hear us talk about correspondences with the months and kind of go into the magical, the naming of the months and all of that kind of stuff. That could be a good episode. Did you have anything else to add, Panthera?
I think we're pretty good. We really covered winter. You'll have to come and listen to our monthly episodes, especially when we talk a lot about working with the seasons as we progress. As we
go through the seasons, for sure. Yeah. Well, I guess that's going to wrap up our first mini episode. I'm very proud. I think this is like perfect time too.
Great. And don't forget to tune in next week to hear Dukesley and Fuchsia talk about unicorns, which I'm really excited
Yeah, that's going to be so cute. Yeah, Dukesley and Fuchsia are going to be doing a unicorn magic episode, and that will be released next Monday. So this episode should be live on the 16th. The unicorn episode will be up on the 23rd. And then we'll be back for another full moon episode, the 4 of us here together. So if you like what you hear, definitely check out our website at celestialcafe.org. You can also see the show notes there with all of the links that we talked about today to the websites and the app I mentioned. We have YouTube as well, Twitter, Instagram, and a Patreon if you would like to support us. It means so much, and it's going to help us fuel more content, maybe a merch store eventually. Like we got big dreams, and we hope we can get there. But most importantly, like y'all just hanging out and listening, and that's a huge support. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us at the Celestial Cafe, and I guess we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, everybody.